David B. Grusky's Social Inequality, Class, Race, and Gender in Sociological Perspective provides a detailed exploration of the structures and mechanisms that sustain social inequality. Widely regarded as a seminal work in sociology, the book compiles insights from leading scholars to dissect the multifaceted nature of inequality. Below is an in-depth analysis focusing on its main themes, theoretical frameworks, and broader implications. Introduction to Social Inequality. Grusky frames social inequality as a deeply entrenched yet socially constructed challenge. He rejects the notion that inequality is natural or inevitable, attributing its persistence to institutional practices, cultural norms, and social structures. The book organizes its analysis around three key axes: class, race, and gender, emphasizing their distinct yet interconnected dynamics. Grusky adopts an interdisciplinary lens, blending sociology, economics, political science, and anthropology to present a comprehensive view. The integration of classical theories with contemporary research makes this work foundational for students and a valuable resource for scholars engaging in current debates. Class and economic inequality. Economic inequality is a central focus, analyzed through the prism of class stratification. Drawing from Karl Marx, Max Weber, and contemporary scholarship, Grusky examines the distribution of resources in capitalist societies. He highlights the widening wealth gap, fueled by globalization, technological advancements, and neoliberal policies, which have concentrated wealth among elites. The book scrutinizes social mobility, questioning whether meritocracy truly enables upward movement. Grusky presents evidence of declining intergenerational mobility, showing how children's economic prospects are increasingly tied to their parents' status. He also critiques the role of education, noting that while it is often perceived as an equalizing force, unequal access can reinforce social hierarchies. Race and ethnic inequality. Grusky explores the enduring impact of race and ethnicity on social inequality, challenging the notion of a post-racial society. He argues that systemic racism continues to shape economic, social, and political outcomes through mechanisms such as residential segregation, labor market discrimination, and health disparities. A critical examination of the criminal justice system reveals how policies like mass incarceration disproportionately harm communities of color. Grusky connects these patterns to historical forces such as colonialism and imperialism, which have entrenched racial hierarchies. He emphasizes intersectionality, demonstrating how race interacts with other axes of inequality like class and gender. Gender inequality. The book's analysis of gender inequality focuses on patriarchal norms and institutions that sustain disparities between men and women. Topics include the gender pay gap, occupational segregation, and the underrepresentation of women in leadership roles. Grusky links these issues to cultural expectations and traditional gender roles. He also addresses the unequal division of labor within households, noting that women often perform a disproportionate share of unpaid caregiving and domestic work. This undervaluation of women's work, he argues, perpetuates economic disadvantage. Incorporating feminist perspectives, Grusky challenges essentialist views of gender and calls for systemic change. He advocates addressing not only overt discrimination, but also subtle institutional biases that maintain inequality. Theoretical perspectives on inequality. Grusky synthesizes a range of theoretical frameworks to analyze inequality, including Marxist theory, examining class struggle and capitalism's role in concentrating wealth and power; Weberian theory, exploring how stratification operates through class, status, and power dynamics; intersectionality, highlighting the interplay of race, gender, and class in shaping unique experiences of privilege and oppression. By combining these perspectives, Grusky offers a nuanced and multifaceted analysis of social inequality, considering the interplay of cultural, social, and economic forces. This comprehensive approach not only illuminates the roots of inequality, but also informs strategies for transformative change. The role of institutions. A key theme in David B. Grusky's Social Inequality is the role of institutions in sustaining social hierarchies. Grusky examines how systems such as education, the labor market, and the criminal justice system reinforce inequality. He also explores the influence of public policies, arguing that government intervention can either reduce or exacerbate disparities. Grusky critiques neoliberal economic policies that prioritize market efficiency over social equity, often leading to reduced social welfare programs and deregulated industries. In contrast, he highlights policies that have successfully mitigated inequality, such as progressive taxation and universal health care, which promote greater economic equity. Global perspectives on inequality. While much of the book centers on the United States, Grusky adopts a global perspective to explore inequality across different cultural and economic contexts. He examines the rise of inequality in developing nations, attributing it to globalization and exploitative labor market practices. Grusky also critiques global institutions like the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the World Bank, arguing that their policies have often deepened inequality. He calls for a more equitable global economic order that emphasizes human development over corporate profits. Implications and solutions. In the concluding sections, Grusky shifts to solutions for addressing inequality. He underscores the necessity of collective action and structural reforms to challenge the forces perpetuating social disparities. Grusky advocates for transformative policies such as universal basic income, affordable housing, and accessible education as pathways to a more equitable society. Social movements are also central to his analysis. Drawing on historical examples like the civil rights movement and the feminist movement, Grusky highlights the power of grassroots activism in driving systemic change. He argues that meaningful progress requires not just policy reforms, but also a shift in societal values towards solidarity and cooperation, moving away from individualism and competition. Conclusion. David B. Grusky's Social Inequality is a profound and interdisciplinary exploration of one of society's most enduring challenges. By analyzing class, race, and gender, Grusky illuminates the structural and cultural forces that sustain inequality. His integration of diverse theoretical frameworks and global perspectives makes the book an essential resource for understanding the complexities of social stratification. Beyond diagnosing the problem, Grusky issues a compelling call to action. He challenges readers to confront inequality in their own societies and work toward a more inclusive and equitable world. For students, scholars, and policymakers, social inequality provides both a framework for analysis and a roadmap for transformative change.